what should we do? And they executed very, very quickly. And it's crazy considering that the moment Vandergod says that, hey, I'm stronger than the enemy stronger, I'm just gonna man up, show some balls, and just destroy you. And that's exactly what he did. And it's something that I think Minana, they have to respect this and say like, hey, you know what? I have to brush this off from game number 1. Game 2, rethink the draft. We gotta respect the Frederick.
They have a pet cat. They have a pet cat. No wonder they're winning. Of course, they can't lose with a cute animal.
They have a pet cat?
Yeah, look at him, right in the back on the right side, next to the ladder. Look at him. Oh, sorry, I'm very distracted with cats here. 11 seconds until we get back into the draft.
Like, how do you
think
see that?
I was joking? You think I was pointing at thin air?
Dude, that's literally so small.
It's so adorable.
It's such a small speck of years and you can actually spot that.
I hope that Euphoria are going to like lift that cat up once they win this match.
You're a cat guy, aren't you?
Yes, I am very much.
How many
a cat
cats do you
guy.
have at home?
None. I live in condo, so it's not exactly the most ideal. you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But with that, Minana, we need to start talking about adaptations, right? I think their draft was already one of their most blaring problems. In-game, it's hard to talk about problems when there's such an overwhelming gold lead. But let's jump into it here. Game number 2, match point for Euphoria Esports on the blue side versus Minana Esports on the red side.
Now, speaking of the drafts here, Euphoria Esports, they don't really want to face off with a lot of mages here. It seems like their priority is still going to be the Novaria, limiting all these options. But that's the thing, right? It is going to open up a lot of S-tier picks. But at the same time, now this final ban coming in from Euphoria Esports, are they going to try and ban out the Eve here?
Yeah, probably, because I mean, they banned out the Valentina.
Triple mages.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they banned out the Valentina. Let's keep this in mind. The draft pattern, especially when you are on the blue side, the question is, do you want Valentina or not? If you're going for a flexible pick, you go for Valentina, because no matter what your opponent looks to counter pick, if it's all based around one particular ult, you can steal it away. Minana Esports are now faced with a dilemma. What do they ban out, the glue or the farmers? You can't have both on the field.
Well, at the same time, they've got the Joy also up for opens here, so this is something that they have to deal with. But because as of now, who do they fight with? Because I like how production is zooming up.
They're very sharp. As soon as somebody's just vibing, they're like, we gotcha.
Yeah, this is gonna be easy game. I'm all warmed up. But speaking of how warm the game was for game 1, it feels like Euphoria Esports, they're getting a little bit overzealous with this bans here, but they do open up a lot of this S-tier picks here. If you think about it, 1-1 being banned off means there is Arlott, there is no more Frederick here, but there is Arlott, there is Joy, there is, like you said, the Faramis as well, but Joy is going to be the safety net for Euphoria Esports, I guess.
Yep, Joy in the EXP lane is the preferred choice because at least you have access to Vengeance rather than having to hold yourself back with a Retribution. Minana Esports made a good choice. Instead of, like, focusing on those meta picks, let's just get rid of one that doesn't really affect the overall draft, and in that case, the standalone is going to be 1-1, right? Because technically here, they can go for the farm is plus glue just to relatively play safe, and Euphoria Esports will have to start thinking about artillery mages and maybe even getting their hands dirty with the Lilia.
I don't think the Lilia... Okay, yeah. I guess the Lilia makes sense considering that most of the mages has been banned off, right? But at the same time, they could still stick with the Kadita once again. If you think about it, the Kadita will make them wonders from game number 1. So I guess that's going to be the case as well. In this case, Farsa, even though it does have that range, quote-unquote range outskill, but if you are popping those feathered airstrike and you are sitting still, this Joy is going to run all over you with this Petrify. And the Kadita can still go... Sorry, not the Vengeance coming from Joy, but you can also set up for a Petrify and just one-shot a Farsa.
Euphoria Esports decide to go for the Joy Lancelot and as well as their marksman in the Beatrix. This is an interesting angle to take, right? Because Minana Esports, they've already shown their Magen as well as EXP laners. So both teams require different roles to be filled. In terms of the overall synergy, I think both sides are relatively scared to pick up, to try and go for a Mincetar pick here.
I don't think they can. Okay,
it's a little tough.
If they pick the Mincetar, that means it is going to be forced into a roamer position for Minana Esports. But they are put in a situation right now is that do we pick the Martis here as a jungler, or do we let it through and then just pick up Akito? But no!
Okay. So now Minana Esports, they need some really strong laners here. The Farsa and Arlot to kind of work together with the Natalia. These level 1s are dangerous all the way to pre-level 4. There's still so much kill threat.
Okay, I think Euphoria Esports does have a lot of experience playing with Nana Esports, and if I do remember correctly, Natalia was banned by Euphoria Esports in the first game.
Yep. Within the first phase as well.
Yeah. Respect. All right. I want to see how this is go.
Yeah, we're seeing the Kufra ban
Jungle
here.
Natalia?
No,
or Rome?
I think it's going to be Rome, right? I've never seen Natalia go anywhere else. Euphoria Esports will be banning out the Hayabusa. They want to minimize the mobility overall. And again, Mitsutar just seems so very good against Euphoria Esports composition, but there's just nowhere to put it. Like, realistically, unless they want to do what Madness Esports did the other
Natalia.
time. Jungle Natalia?
And then go for a... actually, you know what? Jungle Minsitar isn't too bad. It's not the greatest, but it's still viable.
Bro, I don't know what pills you've been taking, but you gotta pass me some of that. I want to be
Molten
tripping just as
Essence
hard.
Molten Essence nerfed with Demon Slayer.
For,
I don't know, you gotta make it work. Like, I've seen Kufra jungles.
Just don't pick it. You can go for other things. It
True.
sounds good, but it doesn't necessarily mean the team has to double down on it.
I would really like Paquito jungle coming from Minana if you think about it.
I don't think it's that bad. I think it's generally pretty good, and especially since you already have the Natalia, as soon as you get that first kill, the snowball effect is going to be really tough to stop.
Okay. They do ban off assassins coming from Euphoria Esports, so I guess that Minana does have this habit to actually play for a pickoff potential backlines, but I don't know. I want to see a saver, but nope, they do bring in the Selena from Euphoria Esports. Oh, double mage again? Really? I think they can. They've got Joy as a very tanky hero. They've got Lancelot's gonna be a tank slot as well, so I wouldn't be. Okay.
Yep. You gotta get the Grok. You got to get the Grok. You want to compensate, right? Now here's the thing. Here's the thing that is beautiful about going for this Selena pick. Yes, she is still susceptible to the Natalia, but at the very least, you don't have to commit your actual body to stop the feathered airstrike. You can just throw one Abyssal Arrow and pray that one of the members of Minana Esports wants to be the hero to tank it.
In this case, well, the Guardian's Barrier does cancel off the feathered airstrike, so I guess this is a pretty interesting way of taking this game in terms of draft for Euphoria Esports. Hopefully they do play it off, but I'm curious to see how Minana Esports bounces back with this Natalia pick as a roaming Natalia.
Well, again, she's going to have to buff up and really supplement anybody who's winning out their lane, but I think this game really is on the shoulders of Ding because he is the big X factor here. He has an ability that nobody really counters from the side of Euphoria Esports, so he's got to be very intelligent with the way that he lanes so he can benefit his team later on in the match.
Now, without further ado, this is going to be the second game here, potentially the elimination match for Minana Esports and the advancement match for Euphoria Esports. Game number 2 is going to be running on the way, and Euphoria Esports doing a very, very convincing job during game number 1. I'm curious to see whether or not Minana Esports are they going to bounce back from game number 2 though. This is going to be the match to watch here for the Philippines matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Euphoria Esports going up against, well, Minana Esports on game number 2.
All right. We kick things off. It looks like it's going to be Euphoria starting on the purple buff side of the map. You see Boyette on the side of Minana Esports also starting on the top side on his orange buff. So they're going to meet each other later on down the line by River Crab and also Lethal Wanderer as well. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, keep your eyes out for this Natalia. Look at her just being an absolute rat.
Oh boy, this is annoying. I feel like having a Natalia just has so much pressure to be playing around because you don't know where he is going to be coming from. Even though you've got this shadow form here, we can see, but that's only if you're nearby the Natalia. But speaking of which, Yoshi God does have a little bit of idea where he is. He is taking a little bit of damage from Go-Young, but that should be all for now.
Yeah, but I mean, the vision game isn't going to really help with Natalia, unfortunately, but at the end of the day, as long as you don't let your opponent leave that lane, you can start looking for influences. Now, in the meantime here, this is, if Venogod goes for the invade, this is where it gets really dangerous.
Ooh, boy.
Three men
He's
versus
thinking about it, though. He's thinking
mean,
about it.
He wants to do it. He wants to see whether Boyette's going to show up.
Yeah, Boyette does show up indeed, but immediately Minana, they try and transition in the lane. Yoshi God gonna buy A little bit of time to Guardian's Barrier. The minions also going to be blocked off as well. So I guess Minana, they're just hovering around middle lane once again.
Yep, they know for a fact that they're going to fight for this turtle. In the meantime, like Selena, she's going to be, sticking around at level 2 while Yoshi God on this Grok is going to be farming up EXP until he hits level 4. Because it's really important that he has this wild charge compared to Selena.
Now, with the turtle going to be exposed as well, Yoshi God still keeping 2 players at bay is going to be a bit of a situation, but Ben, oh god, gets bursted down here. Beautiful catch coming from Ding. He is going to sacrifice his life, but he takes the jungler, means they secure the turtle for Minana Esports.
Yep, and this means that Boyette is instantly going to start converging by moving his way into what... Oh, he's trying to get play here.
Oh, the heavy spin comes in, but no, they don't have the follow-up to come true. Minana Esports, they are going to be forced to back off. Yeli in a little bit of trouble. Okay, he's fine. He's fine.
He's fine, but unfortunately, because Boyette wanted to try to go for this play with Feather Airstrike by mid lane, he wasn't able to steal away camps from Euphoria Esports. So, yes, he is technically ahead of Venogod ever so slightly because of that turtle take. Now, Venogod, at least he knows for a fact that, like, alright, I'm not going to be that far behind.
Speaking of this kind of plays here, I feel like Minana... Okay, wall charge comes in. Oh my goodness, the arrow does connect, and they won't get the kill coming from Rujin. Very flashy play, and now Minana Esports, they want to try and capitalize the situation, but look at Goyoung's position. He is going to be caught out, and here he comes. Here comes Venogod as they will pick him out as well. Ding is going to be caught out in an awkward position. The final snatch a little bit too late, and Euphoria, they just completely destroy them.
Melt them there. And Ryujin, I'm surprised. Ryujin, he goes in, he was able to pick up the rune as well, but the dash was in a very awkward spot, and I thought for sure Minana is going to get this, right? But he still manages.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now Headscott is going to try and scale to his XP lane now. Boyette with the solo heavy spin. Not even getting the kill. Shizo will be able to back out. Goyoung wants to try and capitalize this situation. Finally drops it off, and the final take to finish him off. Punishes Shizo for his over-greed.
Yeah, nicely done coming in from Minana, but still, the gold lead isn't that much for Euphoria right now. It's very slightly. They're basically dead even at this point, and even when we start looking at the laners, right, who actually has an advantage here? Because Yoshigot is currently at level 5 in comparison to Goyoung, who's at currently level 6.
Now, speaking of this fight here, like Minana prioritizing in turtle here, I'm a little bit more curious about who Yeli should be targeting right now, because as of now, he hasn't been able to find the right target, but they do force out the beats for now. Hits, they need to fight it here, the arrow comes in, Venogod still secures the turtle.
Who was late on this retribution? I'm looking at both of the cooldowns, trying to figure out which one ticks down first. Fortunately, it's at the same time, but Boyette, he's so very low. So very low, but not enough follow-up from the rest of the team. 2 of their members are still back in their lanes.
Yeah, Euphoria still playing it safe. Minana as well. They are also in a position where all they gotta do is drag this out into the later stage of the game. This is where I think when it comes to the territory-wise, Yeli, once he has like 2 or 3 more damage items, this is where I feel like Natalia can actually threaten the backlines of Euphoria, especially Selena.
Well, honestly, I haven't seen Yeli Hayes really make too much of a dent in Euphoria Esports right now, right? He's just a, walking vision right now.
Yep, I guess so. Now with the arrow coming in, Shy Bell is going to be taking a little bit too much damage, but he is going to try and capitalize on his passive here. Yoshi taking a little too much damage as well. The full charge comes in, not going to get him out. So that's going to be an easy pick coming from Minana. While Venogod is going to trade the tier 1 down middle. So I would say macro-wise, it is still favoring towards Euphoria Esports.
Was it really necessary to look for the execute there from Yeli Hayes? I think he could have just waited and Goyoung would have gotten it regardless. Euphoria, though, despite everything that has happened, despite the kills falling into the hands of Minana, they were able to crack open mid-tier 1 as well as bottom tier 1. So they're playing the map extremely well.
Yeah, this is very, very important for them, because the moment they open up the map, it allows Headscott so much opportunities to dive to back lines in these upcoming fights. And with the Vengeance in play, it's going to be very difficult for Minana to actually punish this here. But speaking of the arrow, wait, what? That didn't connect? Okay.
It looked like it, but no, it didn't. It didn't. Lucky for Shy Bell, though.
Now look at Headscott. He's all the way through from tier 2 rotation as well. And now with the wall blocks coming in, it does separate the players from Minana Esports. But this tier 1 will eventually fall.
Yep, they know for a fact that they're going to be sitting here for a while. Oh, Boyette!
Oh, heavy spin comes in. Ryujin backs off as well. And here comes Yoshigard. He is going to try and delay the inevitable, but the arrow doesn't connect. But they finally still take down the tier 1. And guess what? They also take the purple buff off Minana Esports side with Venogod solo taking it.
Exactly. Like Venogod, like Minana Esports were expecting Venogod to take this turtle, but Euphoria, again, really good call. Just delay the siege. You don't necessarily have to get the turret. And in the meantime, they just take everything away from Minana Esports' jungle.
Yeah, this is insane. But now, Minana Esports, they have no choice but to respond by sending Yeli onto his bottom lane. But now the final stage comes in. They want to finish off Yoshigard, but they just can't. They really just can't, apparently.
Yep, Minana Esports here. Again, I don't know how Yeli Hayes is going to participate in the majority of these fights, right? He doesn't have enough damage to look for the big one-shots on the squishier targets. Even if he does, he has to be hyper aware of where Yoshigod is, because one single wall charge could really change that game.
Well, on top of that, that's just random traps that may or may not be everywhere here, especially with that. But now, speaking of which here, they do force a fight, but it's going to be battle spells. It's going to be disengaged from Minana. But I feel like the traps is just also an annoying factor coming from Yeli, if you think about it. Like, with the Selena traps, you can't exactly walk in the right bush without being scouted.
I mean, of course, it just means you're eliminating the possibilities of where he's at, and at least they also make sure that Ryujin is in a position where you can still affect the map and be in the right place. Whoa, whoa!
Oh, what is this split fight here? Yeli gets scouted out as well by Joy, and he actually gets out with Headsguard. And meanwhile, Ding completely bullied out. Boyet also losing out purple buff control once again as Euphoria. They're just slowly picking up everyone from Minana Esports. Like, it's 5.8k lead. Tier 2s are down for middle lane. Tier 2s are down for top lane. The entire map control is completely swinging towards Euphoria's favor right now.
If I typed into ChatGPT, make me the greatest MLBB just rotational situation, what should it look like, they would probably show up this game from Euphoria Esports, because the way that they are maximizing their time is impeccable, right? Look at it. Nobody is like just walking around aimlessly. Everybody has a purpose, and they're willing to sacrifice. Like, this is a beautiful, like, almost chess move. Yeah, take the top tier 1. Literally don't care about it.
I guess this is by far the most efficient way to close out the game, if that's what you're trying to explain as well. And based on what I'm seeing as well, Headsguard, look at this. He's going to get caught out. He's going to try to pop the beats as well. He does threaten Yeli, but eventually he will still take one out and still survive this. And now Shizo is going to be here to help her buddy out and clean out the rest. They do get another one. And while this is actually happening as well, Venogod tries to show his hero moments. Unfortunately, he will be able to back out.
I don't get it. I'm looking at Boyette. He's so far off here. I don't think Headsguard can kill him. Shizo probably has the damage.
Dead. Arrow comes, he connects as well. Ryujin, he knows where he's running from.
No, the coordination for Euphoria. Man, this is such a rough game for Minana Esports. They literally, it's literally just, oh, yeah, we just played it a little slow, and Euphoria is like, slow? Not all clumped up in one place? Not watching the entire map?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing a masterclass performance of how SPS Season 2 defending champions look like right now. And this is flawless thus far. And the snipe's coming. Oh, as soon as I say flawless, Shizo, he missed the shot.
Look, there was a bunch of times where I thought the caster curse was real. Like Joy, for an example, about to die when we were just complimenting Euphoria. But now, looking to get this inhibitor without even the help of the Lord itself. These Lord empowered minions just more than enough. Don't tell me they get a second one too.
They might as well. If you think about it, Yoshigard, he's just manning up. Oh my god, Venogod. Oh my goodness. Headsguard!
Why?
Headsguard, he's just manning up. He'll gladly trade his life for a carry here, but at the same time, not sure what Yoshigard was thinking about that.
I do think that if I was in Shaibel's position, I'm giving a deep, dark glare to Boyette. It's like, man, you had to push him back into me and not just away from me. And Boyette's probably looking back at it, it's like, why didn't you kill him? I was going to pin him against the wall.
Well, this is where the blame game begins, I guess.
No, honestly, it's not a blame game. It's just like, if Euphoria wasn't so far ahead and literally hit hitting every single one of their item power spikes here. Like, I mean, they hit the 38k mark and they're like, okay, we're gonna fight, right? And they win out the fight. Big whoop. Now they're gonna hit the 42k mark next, and that's when they're gonna fight Minana Esports. It feels like they can do no wrong if they follow the timings.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? But when it comes to Minana Esports, who did they fall back on here? It feels like Shaibel is pretty much the only win condition, but Shaibel is just struggling to find farm across the map.
Goyong. You gotta believe in Goyong, man. He's gotta somehow bait out every single spell from Euphoria and get a feathered airstrike that changes the game. Poor guy, man. Poor guy.
Yeah, look, yeah, that's a lot of weight on his shoulders, man. It's gonna be tough.
I mean, it's the most frustrating thing to be a level ahead of both Yoshigon and Ryujin, but the problem is that they've been barely in the mid lane half the time.
Yeah, it's tough, considering that they needed this Natalia to open up the map, but so far they just don't have a guy that actually opens the map. And Boyet, if he does that, means he cannot set up for the perfect AV spin. And speaking of perfect AV spin, look at this, immediately baited out. He thought he got the right angle, but Euphoria, it's easily able to just get out of that.
It's tough. It's a really tough game here. There's no real solution to it. Okay, thank goodness that the range is limited, but Yelly Hayes is going to try and pull attention.
Oh no! They know where he is. He's gonna get scouted out as well. Yeah, Lee, he doesn't have the damage. He's got a little bit of smoke screen to buy a little bit more time, but eventually Euphoria, they're just destroying him.
I mean, see, we're destroying him. It's a 3v5, 3v4 up top side. Wait, does Ding die? Oh my goodness, he dies from that. Oh no.
Yeah, this is so far ahead. Another trap comes in. Arrow doesn't seem to connect, but at the same time, with the Lord locking in, they can close out the game. Euphoria Esports, they're clearing off the minions, but playing it safe on the bottom lane here. Shizo is going to chip away at an inhibitor with the snipes. Will successfully get it. Meanwhile, Minana Esports, they have to throw bodies for this eventually. They have to eventually. Boyet, he doesn't have his heavy spin yet as well, but Shizo, he's threatening the crystal. He needs to make a play, but they just don't know what to do.
And even Boyet using his retribution on a minion.
Oh my goodness. Now with the crystal down to his half HP, they finally show their fangs as well. Heavy spin still being hold on. Final set comes in. They have to throw body for this. And Euphoria, they're just dissecting them all bit by bit. Yelly goes down, but the defense looks good. Vanguard. Seems like they don't want to overextend this here. They are going to play this a little bit more safe. Wow, they have Shizo chipping away at the crystal, and eventually the crystal will fall, and that's going to be Euphoria taking a clean 2-0 against Minana Esports.
Holy cow, what a game coming out from Euphoria. They did not make this close whatsoever. Just another day in the office, 2-0ing Minana Esports. These were our champions in Season 2. These were the favorites to take on Tier 1 teams, and they continue their journey as they eliminate their opponents.
GG, well played to Euphoria Esports. However, for Minana, I'm sorry to say, that is it for their journey here for the SPS tournament.
So brutal. Ah, man! Wow! How do you get out of that spot?